Hey guys, Jen here, and I wanted to come back on here and give you 6 ways that you can change your thinking to change your life right now. The first thing is replacing thinking like I have to with I get to. This simple shift is going to transform burdens into opportunities. And for an example of this in my own life, I was very miserable in a job for like several years. And because of that, it was because of my mindset though. The job was actually really easy. I could do it with my eyes shut. It was the fact that I felt like I had no purpose. And so what I did towards the end of working there was I began reframing my mindset. And I used to like, before I left for work, I would say, who can I bless today with a message or an encouragement, or just coming in and doing training in a different way. And so I began reframing my thoughts and my thinking so that it was I don't have to, I'm not a slave, but I want to go. And that actually led to more success and getting out of that I felt like I was stuck forever because of the mindset I had. Another thing you can do is, instead of saying I have to go to work, it's like, well, I get to earn money to support my life and my family, right? Because there's so many people now that don't even have jobs. And that was one thing that did make me feel like really guilty I was like, there's people even back then that don't even have a job. So who am I to complain, right? And then complaining just causes more negativity and it's like a snowball effect. So we want to try to get away from that. So viewing this as like privilege versus an obligation is going to foster gratitude and reduce stress long term. Number 2, practicing present moment awareness rather than dwelling on the past regrets or future anxieties even. Focusing on the current moment. And this means fully experiencing with your current activity, whether it's eating, walking, talking with someone, spending time with your dog, watching a movie, with family. This mindfulness is going to reduce anxiety, increase life satisfaction. There's such an epidemic today of inattention, and because of cell phones, because of the technology that we're like in this zombie state, or this robotic state, and we're not even engaged with one another anymore. And so I've been really working on this myself to whenever I'm having a conversation with my children or my family or anybody, I try to put my phone down and put it away and to be in the present moment. And this has reduced my stress a lot as of late. And I also put my phone away for certain amounts of time, all technology, everything. And then I'm starting to schedule like my content and produce, like I'm going to be producing mass content. But that way I'm not on my phone doom scrolling or getting involved in just so much FaceTime on technology. Number 3 is to adopt growth-oriented language and replacing like a fixed mindset. For example, phrases like, I'm not good at this. You can say, I'm still learning. I learned this today. And instead of, I just don't think I'm ever going to figure this out. There's too much to learn. There's too much to do. I'm, causing yourself anxiety. This, by saying, I'm still learning, I'm still figuring it out, one step at a time. This acknowledges that abilities and intelligence can be developed through effort, creating resilience and motivation to improve, right? So to get out of that stuck mindset, just acknowledge, I'm learning. I'm green. Nobody built Rome in a day. You weren't born, with any knowledge. Okay. So take it easy on yourself. And all these people that are so successful today, they started small. They started with a one step. And just remember that. So number 4 is a very powerful one, and it's questioning your assumptions. You want to challenge automatic negative thoughts by asking, is this really true? This is kind of a cognitive behavioral therapy technique that I was taught in cognitive behavioral therapy, but it's like reframing. When you think, I always mess things up, or, negative thoughts, you want to pause and find evidence that contradicts this belief. And the longer you practice this, the better and more effective it's going to be. I can still get into negative spaces and I can be very negative. I'm a glass half full person all the way naturally, but I've tried to reprogram myself. I've been reprogramming myself to it takes less time now to get back to more of a positive mindset, where it used to take me sometimes months, even years to turn things around. So this is going to break the cycle of self-limiting beliefs and opens up new possibilities. So focus on, like I said, you want to also find evidence for success. And so something I'm going to be teaching in a new class coming up, that I'm going to be teaching about vision boards and how to correctly do a vision board so that you don't actually cause worse problems or negative cellular memories to completely cause you to have the opposite result. Is you want to find evidence for these positive things and look at your past and look at the things that have been done for you, which I believe by God, but this is a way to reframe automatic negative assumptions. Number 5 is going to be focusing on solutions instead of problems. So we want to train our brain to automatically look for solutions instead of always focusing on the problem. I will tell you that the most successful people in this world are the people that solve the biggest problems. Like, people in business know this. They seek out these people. The bigger the problem you solve, the higher amount of money you make. That is just the facts. You want to train your brain, again, to automatically look for solutions instead of the dwelling on the problem. When you face a challenge, ask, what can I do about this? And you may not have, the bigger the problem, like I said, it takes more energy, but break it down into like a Substack and start at a smaller problem and begin to solve that from there. But then when you get into this mindset, you become a problem solver instead of a problem complainer, right? Or complainer about problems. When facing a challenge, you want to ask, what can I do about this, rather than why does this always happen to me? And this is going to create also a sense of empowerment and agency, because you now can face things head on and be confident that, hey, you know what? I solved this problem. I solved that problem. Like, you're building again, evidence for this. And it's going to build confidence in you that, oh, this is just another thing I have to break down, and it's problems that I can solve. Number 6 is a huge one, and that is cultivating an abundance mentality instead of having a scarcity mentality. And that's a scarcity mentality is like, there's never enough. Money is in short supply. Resources are in short supply. The world system wants us to believe that, there's not enough for everybody, and like, there's an overpopulation problem. I'm not going to go into like big thing on that, but that's just not true. Like, there's so much evidence that that's not true. Like, that we're actually don't have that much population. You could fit the entire world's population, like, in Texas. It actually, I think it's in a couple counties of Texas or something. It's crazy. It's like, the point is, it's just that a lot of people are compacted into one area, but to almost produce a sense of scarcity, a false scarcity. But the truth is, money's created out of thin air, by the way, literally. It's produced from our signatures, like the money system we have now. So it truly actually is endless if you really break it down, if you want to get into all that. So the point is, we want to have an abundance thinking, and, there's plenty of opportunities, and this shift is going to help you recognize possibilities rather than limitations, leading to more of creative problem solving and then a greater optimism in the long run. And I can tell you the truth, when I think in this way, because, God is abundant. He owns the universe. Like, he feeds us and clothes us. And I know people will argue, well, these people are suffering over here, but I hate it's at the hands of man. But the universe itself is full of abundance. But when we speak negative and we speak lack and scarcity and fear, then our words have power. Even Christ spoke of this, that our words have power. So if we speak that, it's going to attract that negative energy, I guess you could call it. And you're going to get more of that. So you want to learn. Again, I'm not so much a person, I don't believe in affirmations like I did on my last video. I believe in like you want to be truthful in your statements, but you also don't want to speak negativity over yourself and others, because that will most likely be more of the case if you keep speaking that, because those words become life. So each of these changes requires consistent patience and practice. The key is to start with one area and then gradually incorporate others as the new thinking patterns become more natural. Remember that changing thought patterns is like creating new pathways in your brain. It takes time, but the results can be super transformative if you keep persisting. And so with that said, I wanted to just let you guys know about my hypnosis tracks that I personally developed over the period of a couple months. It took quite a while. And the reason they're different is because they contain cognitive behavioral therapy, neuro-linguistic programming, and binaural beats. And they're not super long. They're about 14 to 16 minutes per track. So they're not like going to take your whole day up or anything. But they're super effective and powerful because of all of the mechanisms combined into these tracks. And I like to encourage people that have a resilient or like or kind of like, I'm not sure about hypnosis. Hypnosis is just suggestion. So you can honestly, we're hypnotized like every day, especially in now, like with everything going on. I mean, there's these marketers and the government and whoever is like constantly hypnotizing the people. I mean, you see this whatever, everywhere, but it's whether you use it for the good or for the bad. And if it's truth, if it's based in truth, I don't believe there's anything wrong with it, because again, it's just suggestion. It's like suggesting you believe the truth, and it's just helping your brain. It's helping your subconscious meet up with your conscious and actually like put it into effect, if that makes sense. So those, I have a 3-pack that's on sale for $35, and that's all my 3 tracks that I have developed so far. One's an ADHD track, one is for anxiety, and one is for focus. I think they're $14 individually, so they're really cheap, and you own them forever. So you just download them one time and you can keep playing them over and over again. But that can help your brain like get into a faster mode of like of belief. So I'll drop that below if you want to take a look at that, and have a great day and use these 6 tips to change your thinking, to change your life. All right, guys, bye.